Hello, this is our regular weekly updates, 1st of November, and a lot of updates today. And of course, yesterday was Halloween, so you can see some pictures. And let's dive into it. So GitHub Copilot now offers a selection of models, including the latest and greatest models. So what, GitHub is owned by Microsoft, and Microsoft doesn't want to depend only on OpenAI. So now in their Copilot, they added Claude, Sonnet, the latest one, and Google Gemini, and even O1 preview from OpenAI. So this is great. This is coming. They also have in preview another product called GitHub Spark. And this is also Copilot for coding, but what the purpose of it is to generate the whole application from your prompt. So write all the files, put it on the server, deploy everything. So it's in its beginning stages, and there are many projects like that existed before, but well, now it is from Microsoft, from GitHub. Grok finally has vision. That means it can understand images and memes. Claude can now write and execute code, which is Claude analysis tool. So this is the picture, I think similar I showed last week. But what the great about it is that it can actually write the code, and if something wrong with the code, it can correct it. So this is great. Perplexity. I love Perplexity, and what they now have is a desktop application for macOS, and it's really good. But of course, everybody else already have their applications, which includes Anthropic, OpenAI, Google Gemini. So here are the icons of these applications you can download, install on your computer and use. Okay, Llama small models 3.2. This is 1 billion and 3 billion parameters. They also 8-bit quantized, so they're much smaller. They don't require a lot of memory. They don't require a lot of CPU power. So they are really good for small devices. And Cerebras, well, you know, Cerebras is this huge chip, like 8.5 by 8.5 inches, and it can run 70B model at more than 2,000 tokens per second, which is absolutely, I don't know, I don't have words. Now, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, this is the main company which actually creates chips, TSMC. Well, they have a facility in Arizona, and apparently this facility was growing and it is outpacing production in Taiwan itself. So this is TSMC. Waymo, this is self-driving cars. This is from Google, and they are driving like 100,000 of hours every week. And now they raised $5.6 billion, and this funding was, of course, led by Google, well, by Alphabet itself. Red Panda. So this is a new image generation model. It beats all other models. I mean, it's really interesting. Here is the leaderboard. And where is it? Red Panda. Artificial analysis image arena. I don't see it. It disappeared? Okay, I don't know what's going on with Red Panda. Anyway, Project Jarvis. So this is from Google, and this is Google Agent sitting inside the browser. Well, it is in development. It's supposed to use Gemini 2.0. It has large context window, can work across multiple web pages. Yeah, so this is, again, in development, new project. A stable Diffusion 3.5 medium is released. Next news, Genmo Mochi 1. I think I told about it last time. So this is a new open source video generation model. And here I actually have a copy of the leaderboard, and you see that it's on the second place. So it's ahead of Runway and other like staples in this area. A lot of updates from Meta. So Meta Llama 4 is in training, and they use a huge cluster with 100,000 H100s. So as Mark Zuckerberg said, it's bigger than anything else. Well, actually, Elon Musk has a cluster of the same size, also 100,000 H100s. So initial launch of Llama 4 is expected beginning of next year. They're working on improving reasoning abilities, which is of course Jan LeCun's, he always talks about it. Meta is developing their own search engine, and I don't know when it will be deployed, but the idea is that they don't want to rely on Google and Microsoft, and they were crawling the internet. And if you talk to Meta chatbot, let's say you are in WhatsApp and you're asking question about something that happened yesterday, so it's supposed to answer you. This functionality already exists in Gemini because Google Gemini knows everything that Google search engine does. So it can answer about recent events, about latest updates to like software libraries, whatever. So Meta is coming to the same. So this is great. Meta MovieGen AI generate videos with sound. Okay, yeah, this is good because usually you see all this video creation is without sound, but now sound is coming. Now, OpenAI ChatGPT can now search the web, and this is actually working. It was not working in the morning for me, but let me show you. Hold on a second. I go to GPT, and you see this globe, and it's grayed out. But if I change the model to GPT-4o, now I can turn it on. So now search is on. Now I can ask some question about, I don't know, recent events. And as I'm asking question, this button become blue, then I click on it and it will actually do the search. Well, I will not do it right now, but it is available for me because I'm a paid subscriber. I'm what's called a plus subscriber. So it is available for Plus and Teams. OpenAI introducing, yeah, this is the link for the announcement. XAI in talks to raise funds at 40 billion valuation. The previous valuation of XAI, it's from Elon Musk, remember, was 24 billion. Now they're at 40 billion, so trying to raise more money. And yes, and they have the center with equivalent to 100,000 GPUs. So this is the picture with a picture of Elon Musk smiling. Google Shopping will start using AI to provide better suggestions for shoppers. You know, when you go to Google, you search for something and then you click on shopping. So agents are everywhere. Agents are included in all kind of functionality, and they're replacing regular chatbots. This is a general trend. So about search. So here we have several searches. Google Gemini, right? So it's a chatbot, but it also has access to search. Meta AI chats, I told you this is in development. OpenAI ChatGPT, I showed it to you. Perplexity AI, this is my favorite. So Perplexity will do the search, will provide you the result. It structures them very well. Here's the example of the output. You see these small links? So they're actually clickable. In fact, when you do mouse over, it shows you like a short blurb and then you can click on it. Really, really great. It works, like Perplexity is using different models. If you want the best results, you need to click on this button to go into Pro mode. And it gives you some limited access, or you can pay money, which I think well worth it. Perplexity is a good thing. Microsoft stay updated with contextual news within Copilot chat. So remember they have Microsoft 365, which is like Microsoft Office for everybody on the cloud. They also have Dynamics 365, which is for business. And they have, for example, Dynamics 365 sales. And as part of it is Copilot. And yeah, it can have access to contextual news. Maybe other parts of Microsoft Copilot also will have access to it. I simply don't know. Now, Anthropic Claude is the only one from the big ones who still doesn't have access to real-time data, to real-time search, but you still can access it if you're using Perplexity Pro. which Perplexity AI in Pro mode, you'll be using Anthropic with the search provided by Perplexity. And by the way, Perplexity, you see they have these special deals with Associated Press, Reuters, Financial Times, and others. They're striving to provide recent updates information. Okay, so this is an example, Perplexity News Search, which I ran today. It was very, very long, so I cannot include everything here, but my prompt was, please make a bulleted list summary of the main news and announcement in area of AI for last 30 days in October, which may be interested for executives of large companies or developers, right? Please provide links to the sources where possible. And this is kind of the list of the items it has found, which is pretty impressive. And also there were links. Okay, next, Amica Cyber Date. So these are two humanoid robots talking to each other. What's interesting about these robots is the mimics. So they have actuators which change the expressions of their faces, eye movements, and so on. It looks really real. So here are some YouTube videos. OpenAI Canvas. So now when in OpenAI there is an option to use Canvas. This is like in Claude. So on the right you will, oh, here is an example. So you have your chat here and you have your output, which may be text or code, and you can work with it and you can collaborate with other people. So Microsoft more Copilot updates. Many people, in fact, like managers, the way they think about AI, like they consider you an AI specialist if you know about Microsoft Copilot and you know how to implement it. Okay, really strange. Okay, Google Gemini version 2 should be coming in December, maybe. And well, you know, there was Gemini 1, then 1.5, which currently is the top model, and version 2 will come in December. It may have test time compute to enhance reasoning, multimodal, audio, video, images, long context window. Well, they always had like million or maybe 2 million tokens. So overall improvements, looking forward to it. So Google reasoning model, there is a separate project directed by this guy. His name is Noam Shazir. Not sure, but this is very interesting. So Meta is working on reasoning, OpenAI, of course, working on reasoning, and Google is also working on reasoning. So OpenAI O1 model demo, not the preview, not the mini, the actual O1 model demo happened this week in London. And they showed like building a full stack application to control a drone, using voice to help someone plan a trip, order food, providing interactive interaction in educational experience, and so on. So there is a YouTube video you can watch. Now, another interesting update is about Boston Dynamics. They have a robot called Atlas, and you've probably seen the videos where this robot was jumping and running and dancing, and this is a very well-known project, but now they're adding AI to it, and now it can work autonomously. So in this video, which is about 3 minutes, it was actually taking parts and sticking them on the shelves, sorting them. They're probably planning to use it in manufacturing. I just want to remind you that Boston Dynamics was bought by Hyundai Motor Group, and it was several years ago. They own 80% of the company, so they may be planning to use it really on their conveyors to assemble cars. I don't know. Next, about Apple M4 chips. So this week there were 3 days of announcements from Apple about new devices using the new chips. They are amazing, they are great, but overall it's about 20% improvement over the previous model, which was, I mean, the chip model M3. So they released iMac 24-inch, which was long overdue. Mac Mini, also long overdue. And by the way, this is the old Mac Mini, and this is the new one. It's only 5 by 5 inches. It's really, really small. And they released MacBook Pro, both 14-inch and 16-inch, and yeah, about 20% faster, a bit longer battery life, or overall better computer. So these are iMacs, these are different products they have. These are Geekbench scores. Also, they released Apple Intelligence, which they were talking about, but nobody is really impressed by it because people already spoiled having access to the models. One of the features people like is that when you receive emails or notifications, it can provide you like a short summaries of them. So they also can describe albums in Apple Photos, but frankly, I don't use Apple Photos. Mostly people really like Google Photos. Next is some stuff from the government. So there is a little bit of scandal. You know, Linux kernel project led by Linus Torvalds, and this is an open source project. This is a very large project. This is very old living project. What they suddenly did, they removed all developers with Russian emails, and they had to do it because there are new regulations released in US which require them to do it. Another example is the company called ABI, so it's US AI text recognition software. They fired all Russian employees, whether they're in US, Hungary, Serbia, Cyprus, everywhere. And again, the reason is because this company works with documents from large companies, large US companies, and they thought it's a threat to give Russian people access. So I don't know, but this is similar to witch hunt, I guess. But another thing is National Security Memorandum on AI. So it was released on October 24th. It's pretty lengthy and goes in all the details. So AI is strategic. So it's not like nuclear bomb Project Manhattan, but close to it. AI Halloween. Yeah, well, it's usually imagery and so on. But if you just search for AI Halloween, like, have fun. Okay, next is text to video. We were playing with it using two technologies. One is called Node LM, coming from Google, and you give it text and it converts text into conversation like in a podcast, like man and a woman. You can select the voices, and it gives you audio file, and then you export it, and then you can use something like Revit AI, for example. So let me visit this. So this service is paid, but it's amazing. Like what you can do, the videos you can create. And if you pay about $40 a month, then you can download these videos, and you can even don't have to download. You can connect it to your YouTube account and just post from this application directly to your YouTube account. Very exciting. I will definitely be using this. Another new project silently released. It's called Notebook Llama. So it is on GitHub. And what it is, it's basically the same thing as Google's Notebook LM. So you see, you pre-process PDF, you write podcast, you dramatize podcast, you generate the audio. And it's open source. I haven't tried it yet, but we should. Next, I want to say a few words about a guest speaker we will have next week. Her name is Emilia Zhivatovskaya, and she is doing yoga, she is doing coaching, she's doing positive psychology, and she's an amazing person. And this is briefly what probably she'll be talking about. So looking forward to meet her. About Arena Leaderboard. So this is the latest from October 27th. So on the top, as usual, OpenAI, then Chinese model, Lightning, Gemini, Grok from Elon Musk, Gemini, Llama open source. Interesting. So Nematron 70B is better than original Llama 400B. You see, so Nematron is a really good model. Okay, so this is the listing. The green ones are open source. So it's China and XAI separately marked. And this was for English queries, and this is for coding, but very similar, right? So we have OpenAI at the top, and the best open source is DeepSeek 2.5, and then Meta Llama, and so on. Our personal experience is that to get good results, you actually need bigger model. So if you want to run something on your computer, you probably should expect you need a computer which can run 70B model. Anyway, layoffs, well, you see last year layoffs in October, and this year they're much smaller, but it doesn't really reflect the market, because the market definitely went down, and the rates went down, the salaries. Okay, this is me as usual, and thank you.